I went to college. I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction, because in those days in bodybuilding there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything, so I had to go to work. So I worked on construction. I went to college. I worked out in the gym, and at night from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight I went to acting class 4 times a week. So I did all of that. There was not one single minute that I wasted. There is no magic pill. It drives me crazy to go to the gym. You read 1 hour a day. I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction with 24 hours a day. Organize your day. Work hard. And this is why I'm standing here today. With the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. 74% hate their job in America. The majority of people don't like what they're doing, because they're really not doing it because they didn't have a goal and they followed this goal. They just aimlessly drift around, and then all of a sudden there's a job opening, so they get that job because you have to work. But then when you work, it's a chore. It's work. It's not fun. So if you think about, only a quarter of the people really enjoy what they're doing in life. So people always ask me, when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision, turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. So let me tell you something, visualizing your goal and going after it makes it fun. You got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life. You got
Give yourself that direction and you can train for it. Training with Larry was a big deal for me. I mean, he is the Larry Wheels. More than anything, I love training with people outside of the direct bodybuilding world. I love trying and learning how other people do things. Because every person we meet and come across, we can learn something from. Our life is short, and you should aim to be a sponge so you can soak up new ideas. Don't be afraid to try new things and challenge your own ideology. More than anything, in this situation, I hope that you can learn from my mistakes. Thanks. Millions of guys suffer from body dysmorphia, and we don't even acknowledge it. I get a lot of messages every day from guys that are depressed because they are not tall enough, have bad skin, are going bald, are skinny, overweight, or even have a small PP. They perceive these as flaws, causing them depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Whilst most of the time, the flaw doesn't exist or is grossly exaggerated. We act like tough guys with muscles, testosterone, but this sort of stuff does affect us, and we need to acknowledge it instead of suppressing it. There is a fine line between wanting self-improvement and body dysmorphia. But if you're not sure, do some research or see a medical professional. You don't believe in yourself enough. I know that you know in your heart you can achieve some pretty crazy things. But when it eventually comes around to doing these things, we're quick to tell ourselves why it would fail. And you need to stop that. You need to start respecting yourself. You are unique and you have your own abilities. Nurture your talents and be proud of them. The time is now for you to change your life. I believe in you and you should too. These are my favorite leg day sets to cure chicken legs. Leg extension, triple drop. These burn more than your uncle going in dry. Start off on a heavy weight and try to fail around 6 to 10 reps. Then directly after, lift the weight up and hold for 10 seconds. Now right after that, lower the weight and blast off 10 to 15 reps. Single leg, hamstring curl. If you don't have a machine, you can use a leg extension instead. Do around 10 pause reps, holding 1 second on contraction. Then from there, blast out 15 to 20 reps. Meet your protein